excited to announce a new series of videos for #AwakeYet and Perspective Media. It's a series called Naturally Healthy, and it's a newsletter that I am currently writing. I have written 5 so far, and I'm going to skip ahead and kind of hit right in the middle with edition 3 because it discusses survival food. So if you're not buying survival food, if you don't have a plan for the upcoming crisis that the United States will most certainly be involved in, and it has to do with the Russian-Ukraine war and Biden putting tariffs or sanctions rather on Russia on their fuel. And this is going to most certainly cause us a greater hardship than it will Russia. Russia is pretty much self-sustained. Every country buys oil from Russia. Us not buying oil from Russia is not going to hurt Russia. Russia is the gold capital of the world, and they don't need they're not going to get hurt by us not buying oil from them. Or the only thing we're doing is paying a lot more for oil, which is going to cause the price per gallon of fuel to go skyrocket. $3.75 in my little small town. It jumped 50 cents. And in some places, it's nearly $4. I suspect in just a few short weeks, it'll be $5 plus a gallon. That's going to drive the cost of everything we buy up. And the reason that Biden is very happy to do this is he wants his Green New Deal to be in place. And this will happen. When they first announced the Green New Deal, I thought, this is absolutely insanity, that it will never happen. But no, it will, because we have the perfect climate right now. We can drive up fuel prices, force everyone to go into electric cars and, solar panels, and you will be spending way more money on all of this electric stuff, which, by the way, the batteries alone cause more emissions than a gas-driven car does, because the factory has to make the batteries. Then they go into the landfill when they're done, and it's just, insanity. It's all insanity, and that's where our country's at. So if you're not putting together a plan, then listen to this video. I hope that it helps you out, even if it's just in small baby steps. But anyhow, take a listen. I hope you enjoy. I encourage everyone right now, if you're not doing this, you need to be stocking up on non-perishable foods. And then canned foods are great, but they don't last forever, and you can't backstock, years worth, where the 20-year shelf food life is it's 20 years, and you can buy it by bulk, and I'll show some pictures of some different ideas of things that you can do. But I do believe, however, that our government is, for the sake of using a pun, trumped up. I believe this war is, yes, I believe it's a real war. I believe that Putin has an agenda. Whether it's a right agenda or a wrong agenda, I will let you determine after you listen to my Russia-Ukraine war video. And however, I believe that this is Biden's plan to get us into the new Green Deal. And with the price of food, the price of gas, the price of everything, we are going to wholeheartedly accept his Green New Deal plan. And I can safely say that after spending 2 years of people wearing face diapers and refusing service to other people who are not wearing face diapers. So anyhow, in the event of a natural man-made disaster, I recommend everyone have a plan. The American Red Cross training teaches those with a plan have greater odds of surviving a disaster. And so, first things first, make a list of every item you use each day that you cannot live without, i.e. prescriptions and or over-the-counter medications, food, eyeglasses, etc. Also, on this list, you should include any specific or important documentation such as identification, driver's license, passport, insurance card, banking info, etc. Now, photocopies are classified temporary, and in some cases you cannot use, but I do recommend making copies of those documents. Second, and possibly most important, make a list of meeting locations away from your home in the event of a fire, earthquake, shooting, terrorist act, etc. Becoming separated from your family and loved ones is very probable, and having a plan to meet up with family will become your most important priority. During the flood of Katrina in 2005, families became separated from each other and were evacuated to different locations. Children didn't know how to contact their parents. Parents didn't know if their children had been evacuated or if they were even alive. So set 3 or 4 landmarks that every member of your family can identify. The park down the road from your house, an area church, which is also a good reason you should join and attend a church so your family will be very familiar with its location. Third, take your survival plan to the next step. Everyone should be buying 20-year survival food in the event you need to bail in or bail out. For the purposes of this newsletter, we're primarily focusing on foods needed for bail in, i.e. sheltering in place. In 2010, I spent 5 years working disaster relief in Haiti after the earthquake. Most of the information I'm going to share comes from that experience, as well as working Katrina. I am a certified disaster relief volunteer with the American Red Cross. I have worked with the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief Aid and several other aid organizations. I have a span of 20 years disaster and foreign aid experience. With the recent health events, mandates, protocols, overreach by our government, do-gooders, the next disaster will most likely be to our supply chain and food industry. Setting back weeks or months worth of key foods will certainly be the most important thing you can do. Now remember, with all 20-year food, because it's freeze-dried or dehydrated, you will need a source of clean water and a way to boil water. Some 20-year food packs come with water or a water filter, but most do not. I recommend purchasing a good water filter and a cast iron pot and kettle for cooking your food. When picking a long-term shelf life food, keep in mind that an adult should have around 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, a minimum of 1,500 calories. 46 to 50 grams of protein each day, depending on your activity level. The price of survival food varies depending on quality and calories in each serving. For me, I have included beans and brown long rice as a base for each meal. While rice holds little nutritional value, beans include both calories and protein. Whole grains are key when picking things like pasta. Otherwise, you're eating empty carbohydrates and can act against your calories and protein intake needed each day and cause you to become lethargic and cloud your decision making. In a disaster situation, maintaining your health is vital, so choosing your bail-in food is very important. With that said, mental health is just as important. Include feel-good snacks like a pack of gum, Jolly Ranchers, M&Ms, etc. to bring encouragement to your day. Also, a good thing is to include maybe a book or a picture of a loved one, a family member, a picture of your dog, something that you can look at and it will bring you encouragement. You may be asking, why 20-year food? Well, I recommend 20-year food because you are most likely not going to pillage the 20-year food until a disaster, and you don't have to rotate it. You can buy it, place it on a shelf, and forget it until you need it. You may also be asking, why rice and beans? Rice is your filler, and beans go with just about anything, and they're very nutritional for you. Note, you can add other things like a can of beef stew or a can of chicken noodle soup to your rice and beans, and it changes the entire dish. I like 20-year food packs that are packaged in meals versus just one single item. If you're in a hurry and either need to travel or don't have time to make a complex meal, prepackaged meals can be best for convenience. The food packs also come ready to cook. Otherwise, you need salt, pepper, seasoning, etc. Where can you buy 20-year food? Well, you can buy 20-year food just about anywhere you can buy camping supplies, i.e. Academy Sports, Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart, and even big box stores. However, I feel the best place to buy them is on Amazon. You have access to all manufacturers and different food types. Now, this is just a short snapshot of what you should be doing. Hopefully, we'll never need this information. But if we do need it and you don't have a plan, you're most likely going to be forced to get government food, government aid, which means you will have to go to a shelter, most likely a camp of some sort, to get what you need. And that is the last place you want to be. Well, what's the saying that Reagan used to say? When the government says we're here to help, run. So we want to be as self-sufficient as we can. We do not want to rely on the government to provide anything for us. I believe that that's kind of where the government wants us. Socialism and communism. Now, communism doesn't get started without socialism, and socialism isn't successful without communism. And I believe that's the road we're headed down. And I believe that as an individual, it is my responsibility to help you be prepared for what events may come. Thank you very much, and stay tuned because I will have more naturally healthy information. Oh, and also, don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Every time you like, share, subscribe, and comment, it adds a point to me. Now, on Rumble, points are very important. And on YouTube, that helps me to get my videos shared. And because I am a free thinker and I speak my mind, YouTube likes to censor me and they like to keep my videos from being shared. So please like, share, and subscribe. And hey, thank you so very much for tuning in and listening to Naturally Healthy News on #AwakeYet. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.